Back to the abyss, from whence I came. I found a hole in the abyss. A dark hole. Dank hole. Hole that apparently's got a dog in it. And then we're gonna feed up the little guys too. Not just the big guys, but also the little dudes too. The big guys take more damage than the little ones, to be expected though. It's our buddy Wolfman. See ya, Wolfman. Oh, Artorias set a thingy here for Mr. Wolfman. So he's safe. Ooh. Hey, Mr. Wolfman. Cleansing Great Shield. I believe that's Artorias' shield? Pretty sure I can't wield this thing. It's too heavy. Yep. Good though. Well, minus the 80% that is. I mean, it gives me a boost in everything except for physical defense. Well, actually, let me see what this says. Great shield used by Artorias. Come to the abyss. Use this form. Barrier. Protect his beloved Sif. Although it drains the shield, magic defense remained high. Irritates me it's 14 weight though. The fuck is that shit? I'm pretty sure this is all death here. We're not gonna go that way. We did save Siffy Sif from the abyss. Now he can grow up to become a giant doggo who will one day fight to protect over a grave that probably doesn't have any of Artorias' remains. Hard to say though, in this universe. But yeah, he's just gonna defend that, and then one day I'm gonna come along after rescuing his ass in the past to fight him in the future, so that I can get the ring that allow me to traverse the abyss. It's kind of weird because I'm in the abyss, but I'm on solid ground, which is comparison to the abyss later in New Londo, where it doesn't have a bottom necessarily. Just abyss. Made of abysmal stuff. You guys are so dark. So I remember, here's a story for you guys. Great story. You're gonna love this one. I remember, I was in band. High school marching band, etc. Senior year. You know, 4th grade through senior year of high school is what I mean. And in, I guess, I don't know if typical fashion is, but I did come back one weekend in the fall, Friday in the fall, to visit my parents and go to a football game, you know, to kind of watch, see what, you know, because I'm only a couple months removed from being a high schooler. Another black magic spell, interesting. I'm only a couple months removed from being at a school, in a school system that I had gone to for 13 years, from kindergarten up through 12th grade, into 12th grade, which is pretty crazy when I think about it. But at the same time, you know, everyone kind of goes through that. Anywho, getting to the point, they had a new batch of, you know, freshmen, as you would each year. I met this kid who was, I guess, trying to impress me. I don't know why he'd want to impress me. I didn't think I was all that important or noteworthy, but apparently I'd made a small name for myself, I guess, in the drum line that I played in, as being a little bit eccentric, a little bit weird. So I have this kid come up to me, and I kind of got to know him a little bit, you know, just kind of talking to him and talking to the people that were underclassmen when I was a senior. And, you know, towards the end of the, you know, as they're wrapping up and getting ready to go home, the kid makes sort of an offhanded comment to me about, well, it's so dark that you couldn't see insert expletive here unless they smiled. I was just like, okay. That's interesting. I didn't know if I was supposed to laugh or cringe or exactly what, because, you know, didn't really associate, not really a like a racist person per se. I try not to, whether they be black, white, Chinese, or what, I try to treat everyone as much as an equal as I can. You know, obviously some people want to be treated, you know, this is going to get into a different discussion, so I'm just going to skip it. But like, I don't think I necessarily come off as a hey, tell me your racist joke person I just met. It doesn't really help me away from this story. Don't exactly paint myself as a person and be like, hey, I just met you, here, tell me a racist joke. I'll certainly agree to laugh at it with you because I share the same general understanding of what is and is not funny. But yes, those humanity clumps, black things with the white eyes, yes, that's what spawned that conversation, surprisingly. This story, that is. So, very curious. So we're headed back up to the top where the, what do they call that? Bonfire is. And then, eventually we'll, we pass the area which is the progression that leads down to Manus. There's not much more after that point. It's mostly just a quick walk down, and then there's two branching paths, with the one path leading to Manus and the other one circling back in on itself. Which we'll see in a sec, I'm sure, unless I fall to my doom. But yeah, this is, they give you, luckily the game gives you a little bit of like a, hey, here's some lights, yeah, follow the lights. Follow the lights, it'll take you to Manus. So you don't get lost over and over again, even though it's not that complicated of an area. I suppose you could get lost easy in the dark. I mean, I've literally explored all of the Abyss minus this section from here down, which isn't much further, you'll see. It's a humanity. One humanity, please. So that's the door to Manus. There's a little trick to it as well that I'll show off in a moment. Or not, depending if I one-shot Manus, depends. I'm not expecting to beat him in my first try, because he's a bit challenging, is the phrase I want to use. He's challenging because generally the suggested level is somewhere around like 120, 125 to fight him. Because at that point you have enough defense that his attacks don't become so devastating that they kill you outright. So there's just a couple more humanity guys. Yeah, see, there's this thing I need to pick up. Interesting. Would not expect to find the white tatanat slab down here, but that will allow me to level up more than one weapon to its holy max. Its faith built max. I have to say, I'm in some ways a little disappointed by the faith-built weapons. They don't seem to deal as much damage as if I had gone pure strength dexterity, but here's the caveat: they do split damage. So the split damage is both a good thing and a bad thing, because this, it does a different type of damage. So even if you have high defense, I'm dealing magical damage in addition to dealing physical damage. So it doesn't matter if you try to block me, I'm still doing damage to you, because this is particularly PvP related. No shield blocks at 100% magic. So nifty little information there for you PvP players. You'll see no PvP here because, again, I'm playing on an old version of Dark Souls, so they've pretty much, more than likely, cut off all, this is a cutscene. But to finish my thought, cut off all, internet connectivity between players, I'm pretty sure. Either that or everyone migrated to the new game. I don't know. I'm guessing the former. Welcome to the Abyss and the primordial man known as Manus. Oh look, it's the primordial man, supposedly. If I were to name myself as a primordial man, I would not name myself Manus. I would name myself something maybe a little bit more appropriate. It's me, Manus. Primordial Manus. Manus. Yeah, I'm very underleveled for this fight. If I could summon Sif here, I might be okay. Because at least it would give me a chance to take some of the undead before Sissy can even come out. Yep, love it. I was gonna say, if I get Sith out, I might be able to long range him, at least for a bit, while Sif takes most of the aggro. But that's not gonna happen, so we're gonna have to do it the cheesiest of cheesy ways. We're going to cheese the entirety of this boss. So just sort of buckle up here. We're gonna fast forward through one part, I think. Depends on how I feel. If I feel like telling a story, maybe I'll just not fast forward in post, but I'll save us all some time, and I think I'll fast forward through this one part of what I want to do. So depends, we'll see. Talking as if I know what I'm gonna do already, but I still have to play and fight the Manus, and then figure out what I want to edit, leave in, what I want to edit out. So if you see me changing armor magically between cuts, that's, or weapons or whatever, that's why, because I'm changing builds. I died. Because I wasn't paying attention that there's a fucking black mage to my left, shooting blackness at me. Darkness, Sora. Well, darkness. The darkness. You have to learn how to control the darkness, otherwise the darkness will control you. I know, I'm gonna make lots more Kingdom Hearts jokes, I'm sure. Because the darkness, Sora. That's a game I should play eventually. I'd love to get my brother, or preferably my sister, to play along with me, but anyone who's watched some of my other videos knows that I wouldn't say given up completely on the idea, but I understand that my sister's running a store now, so she can't be fucking around with me for a couple hours or half day a week to record a Let's Play, and then I died again. And then my other brother, I don't know. He's more likely to sit down and play with me, but it's hard to really pin him down because you say to him, hey, do you think we can spend some time together? And he'll say, yeah, sure, we can spend some time together. It's not a big deal. And then when the time comes to spend time, unless it's a holiday or he has nothing better going on, he'll just blow us off. Which I base solely on the fact that every weekend my mom and dad will tell me, yeah, I think he's coming to visit this weekend, and then I see neither hide nor hair nor hear anything about it. I don't know if my parents are lying to me or if he's just blown them off or what the story is there, but you know, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt for so long before it's just like, okay, clearly, you know, my parents are probably not gaslighting me here. It's probably you're making the decision to say, yeah, I'll be there, and then you don't show up. So, again, this is not something that I should expect them to do because this is clearly my project. This is not their project. This is something they said, oh, Chris, we should sit down and do that. That'd be so much fun. This is more or less me wanting to do this in my free time as sort of a project to, you know, I don't know, entertain myself, maybe make some money eventually on. I don't know. Hard to say. Neither here nor there. I'm not sure I'm talented enough really to do this long term and make money. Because I gotta build up a viewer base and I don't get enough time. I mean, I don't get enough people watching this shit and sticking around for more than a couple minutes at a time, you know. They show up, I get 100 views on a video, I get excited, and then, you know, I try to start a new video on a new series and nobody watches it. So, like, what do you expect, you know? Alright, we're getting down towards the bottom here. I'm looking around a little bit right now, because I know there's something I need to do, but I'm not sure where that area is. But I will figure that out here in a second. I don't think it's right here. I think it's down further. So I was thinking about the nature of this game. I think that maybe if people were better hydrated in this game, no one would have to light themselves on fire. They would be too well hydrated to be able to be lit on fire, so it would stop the cycle of fire and, you know, solve the issue that is the dark problem. Because then you don't need to turn to the darkness to solve the problem of the light. You can just drink more water and then you don't have to light yourself on fire anymore. Come on, Chris. Let's do this. Alright, so far, Manus 2, Christopher 0 damage. He's killed me twice and I've dealt a total of probably 0 to maybe 100 damage to him in total. So, doing super duper right now. Burp. Excuse me. Shouldn't be burping like that. Very rude. Yes, we're gonna try the sunlight blade this time. I don't know how well that's gonna work. Also, I'm not really sure what the difference between the sunlight blade and the dark moon blade is. I have to wonder if the dark moon... I should have just kept the dark moon blade. If it's stronger, if it's not stronger, I don't know. It's hard to say. I could easily go to like a wiki and look that information up. Find out that, oh, well, you get the sunlight blade because you beat the dark moon. Or you could choose not to beat the dark moon and you get the dark moon blade. But they're essentially the same thing. They do the same type of damage. They're built off this faith or whatever. So, This guy up here is the most dangerous of them all because he just did half damage to me. And now I've got little fucking humanity hollows behind me. I may die here. Alright, I think we're okay. Big death. I killed lots of dudes there in my swings. Twin humanities. Regular humanity. I think at some point there may have been a build in this game where instead of those guys dropping humanities, they just gave you like the little humanity counter up in the upper left corner. I think they just increased that number, and then at some point I guess they switched it over so that it's a consumable. For obvious reasons. So you can use it whenever you want, not whenever they want. And then obviously, if you get to 99 humanities, then you can just start fucking using them. They get to like 90 or 99 humanities. You just pop 10 or 20 of them. Now you're down to 80 humanity, 80 bankable humanity. And you have the benefit of using, the 20 that you have at least until you die twice. Alright. We lit our sword on fire. We've taken 0 damage so far, and 131 is not bad damage. It's just that he apparently has a billion million health. Okay, ooh, that wasn't good. That's where you should have healed. So you can see where if he did just a little less damage, this fight would be a whole lot easier. And because the defense stuff is based on first and foremost your level, which levels up every time you level up, you get a little more defense, a little more resistance to stuff, but plus your armor. You can tell where like an extra, say, 15 or 20 levels, probably even 30 levels, would get you much closer to a point where, you would more accurately, I guess, be able to take him on instead of taking, 30, 40, 60% of your damage. Which is, of course, the opposite of when we get to Calamite. Calamite is just straight up, I'm going to do 80% of damage if I hit you. Or you may get caught in my fire blast that'll do multiple hits of, say, 10 or 20%. And then that'll more or less kill you. Since we're having so much trouble with Manus, I think we're gonna go try to take on the Asylum Demon, and then we can maybe come back to Manus in a different episode, just because he's such a pain in the ass. Plus, I got Snuggly. I gotta figure out how to do Snuggly now. Snuggly, the little birdie currently to my left. You have to give her stuff, but I'm not exactly sure how the mechanic works for her. They sort of blotted it out, either because other crow birds in other games are much easier to deal with, or I've completely forgotten how the mechanic works, but I thought what you do is you drop stuff into her nest, and she either says, no, I don't want that, you know, essentially like, no, no S warm, no S fuzzy, or whatever, silky smooth, etc. Or if there's something more you have to do in order to get the reward, the benefit out of her. I'll have to refresh myself by looking this up on a wiki, I think. Because, like I said, either I'm completely misremembering the way the bird mechanic works in all the games, or I'm pretty sure the later games don't require anything more than you just to put the correct item in the basket, and then she gives you something better in return. Alright, we're gonna drop down here. The getaway, I think, was for the upper demon that was jumping down from the top. We're more interested in the lower demon that's going to be right here. Which, depending on where you fall down and how you're set up, that can sometimes be, I fell down, took damage, and he attacked me all in one swipe, equaling death. So if he can do some more of that butt pounding, that would be fucking amazing. Because that's a dangerous attack. But his butt pound is more or less straightforward. Because it doesn't do any sort of AoE magic damage. You just have to watch out so you don't get butt slammed like I just did. Doing good damage. He should be dead here in about 2 more swipes if I stay alive, that is. That's okay. That's not a lot of damage. Yeah, as long as I don't get smushed here, I'm good. Okay, I got smushed, but I'm still okay. Also, my magic is worn off. So I'm just dealing with regular weapon. So we're gonna switch back over to Claymore and finish this fucker off. And that's where you get your Titanite slab. Now you can get Titanite slabs as random drops from certain enemies, mainly down, I believe it's in New Londo. And there might be other pickups, random pickups that might also be Titanite slabs, but I think this is one of maybe one of one or one of a couple, one of like 2 Titanite slab drops. You're not supposed to level up every weapon you run into. Home sweet home. I'll be back here as soon as I beat the boss. But in New Game +1 format, fashion, whatever word I wanted to use. So, now that we've done that, we should probably heal up. And then, probably head back to the depths after this. Maybe I'll snuggle up a little bit with Snuggly. But I may do that off camera because I gotta figure out what the mechanic is first. I know one of the things that she'll take is rubbish. She'll also take what's the name of that stupid thing? The sunlight maggot, as well as the soul of Mantis. She'll take the soul of Mantis, which you want to be very careful with, because if you backstep off that, you'll probably lose the entirety of that soul and won't be able to get it till you fight him again in New Game Plus. Kinda blows, not gonna lie. The silver pendant also may be a tradable item. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of want to level up, but I've reached the point where, like, now I have to get 50,000 experience points, and in regular game, can be kind of difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, we'll have this level up, and then I think I'll cut the episode here. When we come back, we'll be in the depths again. We're going to take Manus on.